Hey guys, this is Locke. First of all, Happy New Year. I hope all of you are having a good New Year. You had some kind of celebration and you get some good luck in the New Year. And actually, this entire video is going to be all about luck, specifically the luck in this game. Now, to start, I'm going to give you some examples from like different games that I played and what luck means and why I'm even talking about luck because isn't luck just random? Well, if you think about it, a computer can't just think of a random number. You have to code the computer to do something random, right? Like if you ask me to think of a random number, I can't. I can just randomly come up with some whatever number, right? But a computer needs to have some kind of logic built in. Now, I had this discussion before in a previous game, and people have told me that computers nowadays are actually sophisticated enough that they can actually come up with an entirely random number based on like you know outside factors. But for the most part, I mean, a lot of times I've still seen that there are some kind of patterns involved in luck. Now, let me give you an example of, like when I did coding in high school, right? There was like a random function that I could do, like if I do a random function in some programming language, and that random number that it gives me is actually based on time to some degree. Like you take the current time, you multiply it by some number, and the first digit of that number is the random number that I would get, like something like that. But this means that there is some function in the background, right? And that's based on some kind of constant, which is the current time. So that's how luck. Well, not luck, but that's how random is computed by this computer. So similarly, in games, now I can't prove that it's based on time, but it's based on something. Unless again, like they're using some kind of very, very sophisticated programming that is actually based on a very good random generator. But most of the time, there's something going on in the background that people can kind of um, figure out. So the reason I'm saying this is a lot of people are quite frustrated about the drop rates for the Legendary Plus accessories that are coming from these stages. Some people have been farming for the last 2 months and they have like one of these accessories or maybe even zero, while other people have like a ton of them, like five, six, seven, eight, 10. I don't know. Personally, I've had 7 of these drops, and other people have very terrible luck, right? And so that's kind of what I want to talk about. Like, there have been some suggestions given to me, and I kind of wanted to address that. One of the things that I heard of was that people are using seeded accounts, or the game is using seeded accounts. What seeded account means is when you are creating your account has some kind of account number, right? Like, I don't know what the account number is, but some of those account numbers are just generically geared towards better drops, and the other account numbers are geared towards worse drops. I highly doubt it because it just seems like there is no real incentive for the company to do that. Like somebody would have to actually go in and program that. There are other ways to come up with, even worse random number generators. Like there are worse stuff that exists out there, but overall it's just more fair. So why would you intentionally go in and make your account just unlucky? Right? Like why would somebody intentionally go in? And maybe they did, right? But I would I'm on the opinion that they probably didn't do that. They probably are using something else. Um, and I want to give you an example of a different game I played. If you check my like videos from a long ago, I covered a game called War of the Visions, and in War of the Visions, I noticed similar kind of uh, luck in the game, random number. So there is something called a hit percentage chance, right? And I noticed that if I kept repeating the same action within the same period of time, like if I attacked, my unit's attacking the other unit, and I was 70% chance to hit. So I would attack, 4 times in the exact same position. I would attack, and I would miss all 4 of them. Now, 4 times 70% isn't really that high to miss. There's still an easy chance to miss, right? But I repeated this like many times over. Like I would, in a different fight, I would do the exact same thing. I would stay in the same position. I have like a 60% chance to hit, and I would miss all 4 of them. And then I noticed that I would also get successes many times in a row as well. So I would have like I'm hitting this guy with a 40% chance, but I'm hitting him multiple times. Like 3 times in a row, I hit him 40% chance, 40% chance, 40% chance. That game also had like you have to roll, you have to do some pulls, like this game. And I noticed that I would have luck in streams. Like for example, if I start pulling and I notice that I'm having bad luck, like I'm not pulling any legendary characters, in that game. For the next half an hour, I actually wouldn't pull any legendary characters, like unless there's a pity or something. And then I would go to the next block of time, and again, if I start pulling badly in the beginning, for the next half an hour, I would kind of pull badly. So what I ended up doing is I would pull a couple of times, and if I didn't pull anything good, I would just wait. I would wait for at least half an hour, if not an hour, and then I would pull again. And again, if I'm having bad luck, I would wait for an hour and then pull. And then if I do that, I notice that I'm actually generally using a lot less of the premium currency to pull what I wanted than just blindly going in and emptying everything at one time. And I noticed that this pattern had happened to many other people. A lot of people complained that, you know what, I spent 100,000 of this premium currency and I didn't get anything. I only got the 2 pities or whatever it is, right? And then I have other people saying, hey, in my first like 3 pulls, I got like 5 characters. That's insane. So again, I'm noticing that there's a pattern in that game that happens to be within like a half an hour to an hour of time. Like whatever the code is in the game, I'm assuming that this whatever random number generator is, it's changing every half an hour to an hour. That's, again, I can't prove that. It was just my suggestion, or my opinion, and I'm not hiding anything. So I posted this video telling people about that. Some people did what I suggested, and they said, hey, I'm kind of having same results as you. Other people said, well, this is just all luck. It doesn't really matter, and that's fine. I can't prove anything. I'm just saying that there might be something there. This is what I noticed. If you want to check it out, you can check it out. And if you don't believe me, that's fine too. I can't prove anything. This is just an opinion piece. So similarly, in this game, there is stuff that I noticed, and I want to, talk to you about it, right? I think there's something similar going on. Like, I think there are intervals or periods of time where the whatever random number generator is running in the background is kind of geared towards giving you favorable results, and at other times it's unfavorable results. And I feel like in the other game it changed every half an hour to an hour. I feel like in this game the time span is a lot longer. So let me give you my first example of good luck in this game. And again, like everything I'm saying, this is just an opinion piece of how I think this might work. I might be completely off base here, and I'm trying to help you guys out. Like I noticed something, so I like to give out the information. If I'm wrong, then it's too bad that I'm wrong, but I'm trying to help you guys out, right? Like if you guys can take advantage of what I'm saying and you also have good luck, then that's great, right? So anyway, so my first luck in the game, when I started, Cosette was out, and I tried pulling on her. It was a banner similar to this banner. Yeah, it's similar to this banner from Ming. So I tried pulling on that Cosette banner so many times, and I never got her. And then I tried pulling on the Shane banner. Tried many times, I didn't get her either. And then suddenly, it was the Rudy banner, and within one day, within 130 pulls, I got 3 of the legendary plus heroes. Like the 3 that I have. Like I have Rudy, I have Valder, I have Ming. And I pulled all of these very, very quickly. So I was wondering, what the heck is the chance of that, right? But again, it could just be attributed to luck. And luck is just luck, right? Or some random number generator. But right there, I thought, maybe there's something there. Maybe there is like something where it changes in the background, and I don't know how long that lasts for. Maybe it could be a week or 2 or whatever. But suddenly I was having good luck, right? So that was my very first instance of good luck. And then later on, I got to a place where I can farm these, this thing. The hard stage, actually, it wasn't the very hard one. It was this one. I was farming this for a while. And I noticed when I started farming it, I was actually getting a lot of these legendary gears to drop. Not the accessories, but the gears. And I didn't have any of them, so I really liked that. So I got a ton of them. I especially got a ton of these like skill up sets. And that's actually why I have almost a +5 skill up set for every single armor piece on one of my units, because I got a ton of them. And that happened for about a week. So in about a week, I had legendary gears for almost my entire team. And then I noticed for like the next week, I would barely get any of these things to drop. Instead, I would get a ton of these like tickets, which isn't bad either. I mean, tickets are great, but I didn't get legendaries. I got, tickets that let me run the gold vault again, or the soulstone query or something like that. And then I also found that for a while, I was getting a lot of these, like the crappy drops, which are, like this thing, like 4 of these pieces or 3 of these pieces. This isn't bad because this is a pity, but still, it's not anywhere near the stuff that I was getting before, right? So I was like, okay, how come it's happening in like in batches, right? Like if this was truly random, I should be getting, gears the entire time, but spaced out, right? Like I shouldn't be getting a heavy concentration of gears in 1 week, and then the next week I get a heavy concentration of this, right? So for example, in the past like 7 days, I barely got any of these tickets. Like before, I used to get a ton of these tickets. I remember one time I got like 10 of these Ruined Temple tickets within like 3 days. And then for the past few days, I haven't really gotten a ton of them at all. And yeah, in the past few days, actually, the tickets that I've been getting a lot of have been this one. Like I've been getting a lot of these 4-player single rate tickets, and these like 8-player tickets. Like I've been getting quite a bit of them, and I use these 8-player tickets every day. That's why it says it's only 3 remaining. But yeah, I noticed that I was getting a lot of that. So is it okay to assume that there is something going on? And if there is, how do I take advantage of it? So let me tell you about my Legendary Plus drops and how they drop for me. So when I'm usually playing, I usually actually do these quests every day. I do have the map pack, so I do get like 300 of these yellow maps and 35 of the green maps, and I typically do them every day, and I do them at like odd times. I don't do them at the same time. And I noticed that some weeks I have bad luck in the sense of Legendary Plus equipment, and other weeks I have good luck. In total, I've got 7 of these to drop, and again, they're kind of paired up. Like I got 2 within 2 days, and then a whole week of no drops, and then I got 2 within 1 day, and then again a whole week of no drops, and then I got 1 on 1 day, and then I think a couple of weeks of no drops, and then again 2 like within like 24 hours. So again, I'm noticing that when they do drop for me, they're dropping within like certain intervals, like when during like a lucky period or something. So I've also noticed that a lot of people that are saying that I've been very unlucky. I also noticed that people kind of tend to save these tickets, right? Like suppose you're saving like 3,000 of these yellow tickets, and then you do your field exploration, and it just so happens, if there is such a thing, that you are farming in the unlucky time. So you're there for, I don't know, 3 hours, but those are 3 hours that are unlucky. Again, if there is such a thing, I can't prove this, but assuming there is such a thing as a lucky period and an unlucky period, you're farming during the unlucky period and you don't get anything. And because you saved everything, you saved all your tickets for a specific period of time, you kind of like wasted it without getting any legendaries. So what I instead recommend that you do is actually just do it every day, and even try at different times, because I don't know when the lucky period is. I mean, I have 7 of these drops, but I have no idea. I haven't a clue what actually is a lucky period. I actually have no idea if there is a reset timer. I don't know what that reset timer is. I don't know any of that. All I know is that it seems like there is some kind of lucky period or drop or something going on in the background of how the code is written based on the luck that I've had. Because like what is the luck? I got these 3 Legendary Plus heroes within 130 pulls. Like, what is the luck of getting that? I didn't have any other legendaries within that pull. It was just those 3 one after another within the 130 pulls. What is the luck of that? Like, it just seems like very, like very insane, right? So I don't know what the chance of that happening is. So that's why I'm thinking that there's probably some code in the background that's running, and the way the code is designed is just that it's based on like some kind of time sequence or something, and it gives you periods of time where you're lucky and periods of time then you're unlucky. And it just seems like that's what it is. Based on my observations, I can't prove that, but that's what it seems like. And if this is true, I don't think you should be hoarding your tickets, your maps, because if you're hoarding them, and unless you know when the lucky period is, when you're hoarding them, you might end up that you use all of them on an unlucky period. Instead, if you spread them out and you do a little bit every day, like maybe you start and do like 100 maps a day. That's like 3. What is it? Like 3 of these explorations, right? You do 100, and if you notice that those 3 pulls are all like really really bad, you just stop, right? Like maybe you try again tomorrow. And you try it like different periods of time. You don't have to do it exactly at like 6 p.m. or something. You can do it at like 6 p.m. one day. You can do it at like 9 p.m. the next day, whatever it is. But try spacing it out, because if this thing is there, and unless you know when the lucky period is, you kind of want to cover your bases. You want to try to, put this in at different periods of time and see when you are able to kind of take advantage of it, right? Um, so that's what I recommend you guys do. That's what I do. I didn't do it like with the intention of trying to break this luck cycle. It just I don't like to save up stuff like this. I like to use them as soon as I get it. Premium currency, yeah, I like to save it. Like, I like to save my rubies to get the next pitied pull. But maps, I kind of want to, if I can get something, I kind of want to get it right away. So usually I just spend it. I don't accumulate it so much. I noticed that today was a quote unquote unlucky day. So I stopped. I did like, I think I did like 200 of the yellow maps, and I didn't get anything great. Like, I got mostly those like 8 pull tickets and 4 pull tickets. I didn't even get a single legendary armor piece. Whereas before I would get them quite often, right? So I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm in a pretty unlucky place right now within whatever the heck the code of the game is or something. So I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna start again tomorrow, something like that. And yeah, so I mean, I've noticed this as a pattern. I can't prove it. I want to tell you guys that don't be like, hey, this is all BS. Like, it's just luck, and you could well be right. You could be totally correct about this. It's just being a coincidence. I can't prove this. If I notice something, I want to get that information out to the community. I don't want to be accused of holding in the secret information and taking advantage of it. I did get pretty lucky. I mean, I got these 3 units in a row. I got 7 of these L plus accessories to drop. It's not even from the quest. It's like, from these explorations, I got some of them. Whereas I know a lot of people that have played the same amount of time as me and that only have like two of these to drop in the same period of time. So if you guys notice some kind of pattern, if you happen to know, hey, this is lucky period, let me know as well. I would like, I would like to take advantage of that as well, right? So so I hope this information helps you guys. If it helps you to become more lucky, then I'm happy. The reason I want people to be more lucky is because I want this game to stick around. I think it has potential. I really like the PvE mechanics behind the game. Like, I like the boss fights. I think they're pretty interesting, and I like the design of it. I like the visuals. So it sucks if a lot of people, start to quit because of bad luck or whatever, right? So I'm hoping, giving this information, I hope you guys stick around and at least try this out. Don't hoard your tickets, don't hoard your maps. Use it, spread it out. Use it like every day, a little bit at a time or something like that. And hopefully you fall into a lucky period. Anyway, that's it for me for this video. Once again, I hope you guys have a good new year and enjoy your celebrations and festivities. And I hope you guys stay safe as well. Take care now. Have a good day.